Fork and Plough your mom?
Fork and Plough.
Fork and Plough. No, that's rude. I'm sorry, Greg, if you're listening to this.
My dad does not need encouragement to have sex with my mom. Okay, like that is a
God, that's not where I was going with it.
They do not need encouragement. Those two are incorrigible.
Hey, your uncle's listening. Don't say that kind of stuff about family.
That's Uncle George though. That's not their brother. That's
Oh, and George is like, yeah, fuck, I don't care.
yeah, George don't care.
Dude, do what you gotta do. You got 4 kids, whatever. Keep
George
it.
is like,
I don't know.
I'm sure Greg does.
This is 1-Star Reviews. This is your host Andrew Van. In the studio back is Larry Simonson.
Mm-hmm. And my lack of dignity, since we're going to talk about my dad and my mom and dad.
Hey, he showed you how to thrust, right?
Actually, he used to wake us up.
This story, I think I know.
If we wouldn't get out of bed in the morning, he would turn on No Doubt, like hella good, and just like dance in his undies in our doorway until we were too embarrassed to not wake up.
Is he a tidy whitey guy?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
You know Greg's a
tidy
whitey guy.
I'm just tidy whitey, and then I imagine like ankle socks.
Oh, ankle socks? No, buddy. Crew socks, halfway up the calf. Halfway up the calf, tidy whities.
How about that round that face and you're getting about it? That's Hollaback.
That's Hollaback Girl.
Oops, sorry.
No, hella good.
Oh, sorry. All right. I don't know.
Got me feeling hella good, so I'ma keep on dancing. And imagine my dad thrusting
it, with
it's really uncomfortable.
Well, folks.
What are we talking about? Fork and Plough?
No, we're talking about this for 30 minutes. Welcome to the episode of Greg. I'm just kidding. Fork and Plough is today's episode. For those who haven't listened to 1-Star Reviews before, we like to reread the bad reviews of good places we genuinely enjoy. One, I guess you could say we like trolling trolls. We like defending local businesses, or in general, it's just funny.
Well, you can learn. Well, it's funny. That's honestly the big thing. Like, I bend over backwards to make it sound like there's like a purpose to this. Like, oh, we could learn something from the 1-Stars. But quite honestly, it's just funny to read these.
Like this one from 4 months ago, which would have been somewhere in April 2021. All caps, by the way. Overpriced and overrated. Salt, 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 their main ingredient. Wife's entree came out when I was finished with mine. Several desserts came missing off the menu. Just as well, had a dessert elsewhere. So, again, it's all in caps. I like salt, salt, salt because it makes me think of shot, 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 salt, 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 salt. Everybody. Sodium. And his wife's entree came out when he maybe he's a fast eater. I don't know. Or maybe he's inconsiderate. I don't know. But let's just blame Fork and Plough. Either way.
Mm-hmm. Here's one. It was very slow, understaffed it seemed, but not many customers. Got our order wrong several times, even once corrected, not very good. Anytime you need something, it's 10 to 15 minutes before someone notices you need something. And then you just have to hope they come back without forgetting what it was. Response from the owner. Hi, reviewer. It appears you have had a poor dining experience with us. Can you elaborate as to why you've given us a 1-star review?
I can see this person who, it feels like they wrote the review while live in that moment, sitting in the corner by themselves. Like, it was very slow. Understaffed, it seemed. But not many customers. I feel like they were typing up on an old school typewriter, like one of those Underwood typewriters. Like, ding, ding. So,
do you want a really long review?
Maybe if it's worth the time. I'll palate cleanse with this one first to give you time to breathe and get your air in for that one. Mm-hmm. Rude hostess apparently wouldn't give a wait time and reservation only, but didn't tell us when called. Website doesn't state, and the restaurant was very empty. Halls was much better environment and more welcoming staff. Well, let's see. This was 10 months ago, so that would have been November of last year of 2020. I don't know, right in the middle of the pandemic, I guess. Hi, Kevin. We regret... Sorry, Kevin. I didn't mean to read your name, but fuck you. Hi, Kevin. We regret the service that we did not live up to the expectations of your day. You came to dine with us. We will address this with our staff. Due to COVID restrictions, we are operating 50% capacity. So while the restaurant may seem empty, we are allowed only a certain amount of tables you can see out, and that's was led by the high number of reservations. So... yeah, it's a thing that they can't handle, that they have to adhere to for your safety.
Yeah.
And I am sorry that sucks. But yeah, you got the errand. You're good. You feeling good?
Yeah, I feel good. I'm going to
Breathing?
provide a little
One?
context before I read this one.
Okay.
Though. So Lauren and I go here semi-regularly. Like if one thing we found lately with COVID, as COVID was slowing down, we're maybe going back up a little bit right now. We'll see what happens. But when stuff was kind of reopening, we noticed we would try to go out on a date night, and like we started having to get reservations like 2-3 weeks in advance on some places because
Really?
yeah, downtown got nuts. Like
Yeah.
I think everybody being like, I can go out again. Like everybody
went out, yeah.
went out. So like you'd go to Open Table, there'd be no reservations. You'd call, there'd be no reservations. So like Open Table was really handy because
People were scalping reservations outside the
It
restaurants.
was nuts. Yeah,
They're like, two, I got two.
I
What
got
do you
two. Yeah. So
Nosebleeds.
Fork and Plough we wound up going there a couple times just because we were like, okay, we've gone through like 5 or 6 places. Fork and Plough, great. There's like a spot on like a Wednesday of like a week and a half from now. So we went there frequently. Reservations were in demand, which means that if you just walked into a restaurant, all bets were off in any place in Greenville, and Fork and Plough was definitely one. And Fork and Plough is also one of those restaurants that like changes its menu frequently. Kind of like I guess that might be the theme that we've gone with for this last episode and this next episode is that they change their menu frequently. This is actually Greenbrier Farms is brick and mortar. Like this is like most of their supplies come from local farms. Greenbrier Farm is like the one that like really bankrolled this place initially starting. So anyway, I say that for the context of some of this, and I may.
And now you have a very long review to read. You promise.
I do. I just really wanted to hear my voice for a
No,
while.
it's
Andrew.
okay. It's okay.
There we go.
Do you want me to do a short one to palate cleanser again?
No, I got it.
All right.
I got it.
All right.
A mediocre experience that serves as an example of when cost is conflated to class. Upon arrival, Friday at 4-ish, I want to say, we were informed that there were no tables available, but that we could be seated at the bar. We explained that if it were at all possible, we would gladly wait for a table to open up if that were possible. This is a month ago. That is a mistake, guy. The manager snidely explained over again that they could accommodate us at the bar. I understand that the job is frustrating, but there's absolutely no reason to condescend to someone making a reasonable request when it's just as much effort to say all of our tables are booked for the evening. Upon sitting at the bar, it was clear that the overwhelming majority of work for the entire establishment had been heaped onto the shoulders of the young woman helping us at the bar. She was polite, but seemed utterly confused about every aspect of the ordering process. Everyone else who worked there kept their eyes down and seemed annoyed to have to be in the presence of the people at the restaurant. Public service jobs suck, but I don't want to pay good money at a place where I feel burdensome. The salad my wife ordered was constructed by a person who had only ever had a salad described to them, like a blind jazz musician except for salad construction. The lettuce was chopped into chunks that required being cut before they could be placed into a regular human mouth. The dressing was lackluster, and the overall dish was just underwhelming for something that's so easily knocked out of the park. I had a pork belly banh mi, which was admittedly delicious, though a bit dry on the ends. But it was nice to know the pig was, as told to us by our server, locally raised and butchered there. It came in one long, unbroken piece, which was aesthetically pleasing, and the combination of sauces and flavors were good. The fries were bland and uninspired, even after dumping a mound of salt and pepper on them. Well, I know that's a lie after the last review you've read. Overall, not a good experience, and we'd rather spend money somewhere that feels like it wants to participate and contribute in the community, not feign superiority while draining it like a leech.
Hi, Dustin. We hate to see that you didn't have a great experience with us. We are all, sorry, I didn't mean to read Dustin's name, but oh, well, fuck you. We are a small establishment focused on locally and seasonally produced dining options to provide a great meal and a good time to all who join us for brunch, lunch, and dinner. Chef Sean would like the opportunity to talk to you to better understand where your experience could be improved. Please reach out to him at SeanKelly@forkandplough.com as he would like to correct your time with us.
Now, that's an interesting response of like, here is the chef. Like, reach out to him and tell him, like they went, you know what, you didn't like something about the food. Here's the chef. Talk to him about what you want better here.
Yeah.
That's an interesting response.
That that is probably, and I'm gonna just go and say, like, that is definitely out of the 50-something episodes we've done so far. That's definitely the longest we've read out loud.
I think so.
Well,
That wasn't shouting the whole time.
yeah, and like it was very storybook. It was very like I was there.
Like a salad construction, like a jazz, like a person who'd had jazz described to him,
And
but for salad construction.
And I could imagine that pork belly bun me, delicious but dry at times.
dry on the ends.
Yeah.
Mm.
We were turned away at 7 p.m. on a Saturday with plenty of open tables in the restaurant. They told us the tables would be filled soon with reservations. We would have waited for a table, but we weren't given that option. We were told to try again another time. This was our second time trying to come here. The first time we came, the food was meh. If you want to try this place, be sure to make a reservation or they will turn you away. I guess
Yes.
wait list is not an option for how they do things. Maybe that's a thing now? Oh well, we won't be trying again. Responds to the owner. Hi, blank. See, I won't read this person's name. Hi, blank. Thanks for your feedback. Unfortunately, due to the size and space restraints coupled with COVID, by the way, this would have been January of 2021. During one of the busiest days, we were such as Saturdays, 7 p.m. on Saturdays. We encourage guests to make reservations for busy times on our website or by calling. We do apologize for the inconvenience and hope you try us again in the future. So again, take your ass out of your mouth for a second and realize that, a lot of places, grocery stores and restaurants and department stores, like they shut down at certain times because guess what? They got to clean germs.
There's the extra cleaning
Yeah.
effort now.
And so you said like before you've had trouble reserving and getting a table there.
Oh yeah.
I've eaten there, I think one time, that was at the bar, and it was not super busy. And every other time I've ordered Fork and Plough myself, we get it to go.
Yeah, it goes to go really well.
Absolutely.
We did that a lot during COVID. Not a lot, but like several times. It was a place we ate at multiple times to go. Speaking of which, visiting from out of town on Sunday at 11:30. Open tables throughout restaurant. But wouldn't seat us because we did not have a reservation. There were numerous tables open. Did not apologize or anything. I understand being busy, but not even trying to accommodate us. Would not go back due to lack of hospitality. And then the response from the owner. It's disappointing that our limitations on availability led you to having a one-star experience. We hope you found pleasant accommodations elsewhere, and we hope you had an otherwise enjoyable Sunday. Yeah, no, come on. Like, so two things. One, that was a year ago, so still COVID-y. And two, like, just because a table is open does not mean that it's not going to have somebody at it in the next, 10 to 15 minutes. Calm your ass. Like,
yeah.
Seriously.
Speaking of calm your ass, these are the ones I really love too. Haven't been there.
Nice.
1 star. Response from the owner. Hi. If you haven't come in to eat with us, please do so. Until then, could you kindly remove your review?
Oh my God. We actually have one of those for Alchemy right now. There's like a 1 star that's like, haven't been, and 1 star. And I think Harrison,
a lot of places.
And Harrison responded is just like, yeah, check out a show,
It's nuts. A lot of places. I think we've had several episodes where we found those where people's like, yeah, I've never been. I'm like, well, why? Why would you even bother?
I think Google occasionally will be like, hey, we see that you just passed this place, or like you hung out in front of it or something.
Right.
Want to review it. Speaking of which, here's another short one. 1 star. Don't waste, WAIST, your time.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. There was no response on that one, right?
No.
Gotcha. First time, I don't think I'll be returning. However, I never say never. I enjoyed the meal. Extremely pricey fish and chips. The service at the bar was poor at best. Must need to be regular to get service. Sad. I was hopeful after reading reviews. Response to the other, I'm very sad you didn't enjoy your experience with us. We strive to provide great service, and I hope that you will enjoy the chance that you get to make it up to you. Please email me, and it's Sean Kelly at forkandplough.com. We appreciate your feedback.
2-star review, and it's your favorite kind.
Go on.
2 stars after the experience I had yesterday evening after trying to get into the place to eat and have drinks at the bar. We usually go on Friday evening and expect a bar seat due to reservations are recommended. We don't mind waiting for a seat at the bar and expect to wait as we arrive. Last night we were told we are not seating anyone else at the bar tonight as the bar staff are too busy and we need to keep them sane around 7:40 p.m. There were 4 open seats at the end of the bar near the kitchen entrance. Also looked to be the same amount of folks seated at the bar along with the normal amount of staff working the bar when we usually arrive, which is a crowd of people dining and drinking. We were offered a seat on the patio, which we declined. I saw what looked to be the same amount of patrons dining and staff on the floor as a usual Friday evening. We often walk to this place. Ridiculous. Love your food and atmosphere, but probably won't be back after last night after you turned us down to sit at the bar, then offered us a seat on the 90-degree porch when we also would be ordering drinks from the bar also. The hostess had a bit of an oh well attitude. Do better.
And this was 3 days ago, so this would have been like right at the beginning of August 2021.
It was, and it's been warm.
Yeah.
Their porch, 1, is shaded, and 2, does have fans, so it's not undoable.
And screened. Yeah.
And screened. That is interesting about not having them sit at the bar. Not sure what the story is there. Could be a new bartender. I don't know.
I always find the ones that have complaint about liquor prices so funny.
Oh, really?
Just because it just feels like if you didn't know that's what you're going to pay, why are you drinking it?
Oh, liquor. I mean, if it's good liquor, it's probably going to go for expensive.
Yeah, so this one, very marginal experience. Service was slow. Waited 10, 15 minutes for a beer refill. Limited menu, but one popular item was already sold out by 6:30.
That's not unusual.
Yeah, middle of the road bourbon sold for $17 a glass, and selection was very limited. Knob Creek selection turned out to be the flavored bourbon, unbeknownst to our server. Meals were okay. $15 chicken sandwich with very little flavor, and chili was runny and very salty. Will probably not return. Not worth the price. Only giving it 2 because my wife loves this kind of atmosphere. I'd give it a 1.
Cool.
Wow. Very kind of you because of your wife loving this kind of place.
Okay. So I know that, well, you've been on a diet lately, but I know you like bourbon. And
yes,
I think I've been with you when you've been in a restaurant and ordered bourbon to drink.
The time before last, we ran. Yeah, we went to 8th State Brewery. You got like a flight. I think you got 2 flights. It was before our auditions back in April. And we had French bread pizza, and I got bourbon. And I'll say this goes back, I'm the prime example of myself saying what I'm saying. If you don't know what the price is, and you're complaining about it, you probably shouldn't get it to begin with because I got I think only 3 things of bourbon and that French bread pizza, and that I think my total was like $90.
Yeah,
that's on me though, of my ignorance.
Yeah, because like a glass of bourbon at any restaurant, unless it's like the like house liquor.
Yeah.
If it's the well liquor, it's gonna be cheap. If it's not the well liquor, it's gonna start jumping up pretty quick.
It's at least $15 to $20.
Yeah.
So when I had 3 swigs of those,
$17 for a mid-range bourbon is about right.
Yeah. And, that includes tip. And, again, I had food. So, but again, I'm not going to go complain to 8th State Brewery. I'm just going to be like, hey, dumbass, myself, don't do that again unless you're like, hey, what's the price or what is the, what's the well?
Yeah,
you guys
just ask, yeah.
Yeah, there's no pride in me. I don't care. I should have just known better.
Oh, man. We're at a 1 stars. I'm going to jump over to Yelp real quick.
How great is it? When we find these places that have these good bad reviews, and yet we're like, oh shit, we are out. So it's great. Also, don't take any credibility, folks, when you see a review that clearly took the photo out from after they ate the meal. That's what I don't get. This one, you could tell like
gross.
The bread is like discarded. There's like maybe some beets on here, I think.
It came like this.
Well, and that's what it kind of alludes to. The food didn't live up to the staff's attitude. The host seemed annoyed, but we didn't have a brunch reservation for 2+ baby, although we were able to be sat immediately. The server in turn was standoffish and distracted enough to immediately forget a part of our adamantly small order. As for the food, the Thai tomato sandwich lacked balance and was very overly acidic. Wife ordered hummus toast, which could have been classified as beet cube toast. I'd mark the burger's average, and it feels pity. It feels pity is what he wrote. not petty. It feels pity to give marks against a single piece of fry, but for the price and reviews, I would expect it to not this to not make it on the plate. It's half of a fry that, yes, is a little burnt. And yeah, so apparently, if you pay a certain price, I guess you're entitled, is the word I'm looking for here, to bitch about half of a fry that's burned. By the way, response to the odor. Thanks for the feedback. That's all it is.
That is the way to handle that review. There are only 2 1-star reviews on Yelp.
Get them.
This was the most overpriced. Oh, 5 days ago, by the way. This was the most overpriced bad meal ever. First appetizers came and I had to ask twice for silverware and ate what we could with fingers. And finally, halfway through, they gave us utensils. Were you wolfing it down? Like how long?
Yeah,
did it
right.
take?
Like,
Details would be helpful here. The food was not very appetizing. Also, our waitress was not very attentive and had to ask others for more drinks and silverware. We, basically paid a high dollar amount for a bad review. I will never suggest this restaurant to anyone. Okay. And then the other one was, if you enjoy being completely ignored after being seated and waiting for water 10 minutes later and swatting 2 flies with your limited lunch paper menu placed in your table, then go there. Personally, there's nothing better than farm fresh, but I'm not sure this restaurant has any regard for their clients.
Yeah, well, going back to what Larry said earlier, and almost every episode he's on, he's got a good point. You take the bad reviews. Now let's take a look at some of the good reviews. And man, this one from 10 months ago, this girl, this woman, took a phenomenal photo of what it looks like to be like snapper on top of a bed of grits. And it's from 10 months ago. It looks like something from a freaking magazine. And then there's a fried chicken sandwich on here.
Yeah. That's
just like gooing with cheese in the photo. And I've personally, like I said earlier, my wife and I, we've been doing takeout from there. It's been like our little treat ourselves kind of thing when the kids aren't here, when they're away with their dad.
Oh my God.
And we just, we eat on the screen porch and it's been nice. And we get we'll spend easily $60, but I'll say this.
You can very easily, especially if you get a couple drinks with it.
You get 2 entrees and usually an app, or a dessert, and we'll share it. And I'll say this. My rule of thumb of going out to eat is it's got to be stuff that I can't make myself. And a lot of stuff at Fork and Plough is really unique stuff, or the quality that they can make it is so good that I'm willing to bend the buck once in a while for this place, and I stand by it.
Same. My Lauren is modest, but she can cook a hell of a meal.
Oh, yeah.
Like she is.
I've had that mac and cheese.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Lauren is the best cook I know, and I married her, and I'm getting fatter for it. She can make the best steak.
This is why we run.
Yeah, I have to. I have to work out, otherwise I'd be fatter. She makes the best steak, bar none. And that means that when we go to Fork and Plough, we're not getting the steak ever because she can make such a good steak. It's just, why am I going to go out and pay for a steak? Fork and Plough makes food a lot of times that we're not necessarily going to go out of our way to make at home because it would take too much effort.
Or with ingredients that I just don't normally have. Like one of my favorite things on this menu that they usually have consistently is the mushroom Swiss burger. And it's so good. And it's got
burger's really good.
And it's got like a Dijon mustard on it, but they put arugula in there with the mushrooms. And I've never really thought about that combination of flavors. So I've had that one and that one. And here's what's even better. I've even been that guy. And I have called there before because my wife does not like everything on a burger or some meals already fully constructed brought her. She actually likes her stuff, I guess what you can call it, deconstructed. So she'll be like, oh, can I get the sauce on the side? Can I get the onions on the side? And then she'll just kind of put at whatever level she wants. I get that from a degree. But I called one day to get 2 burgers for us. And I politely said, hey, you're probably going to hate me, but is there any way you can put all the things on? And plus, I knew I was picking up the order at 3 o'clock because I was getting off work a little early. I wanted to have it warm and fresh for when she got home from 5:30.
Oh, man, it's almost better if you get it with the sauces on the side.
So, exactly. So, I said, hey, can I get this deconstructed a little bit because I want to have it fresh for my wife? No problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
They did it. Now, they did was it pain for them because they had to put everything in little extra cartons and stuff?
A lot of extra packaging.
And it was a huge box and a bag to go, but they didn't question it. They were very accommodating, and I dropped probably $40 for that meal for dinner, and that was well worth it for everything all around.
Here's a 5-star review that
Yeah.
honestly reflects pretty well my general opinion of this place and like what we have read from the 1 stars. This was our 5th visit. This is from 5 days ago. This was our 5th visit in 2 weeks. The menu changes constantly, and there's always something new to try. Always delicious food, but the stuffed banana peppers and the lamb dish were on another level. You would get half portion size of lamb at other restaurants for the same price. Yes, we had to wait a little longer to be waited on this visit, but it was the weekend and the place was packed. We overheard a table behind us moaning and groaning about how long it was taking to get their drinks. Listening to that was more annoying than waiting on our drinks. If you can't be patient, please dine out during the week, or better yet, dine at home. Oh, roasted!
Burn! But yeah,
Just a little patience. Hey, enjoy the food. Get an appetizer. Like, and to credit, last time I went, it did actually take a little bit longer than I would have liked for the drinks to come out. But that's like one time. I'm not going to leave a 1-star review over that. Like it's like work with the crowd a little bit. Sometimes stuff's going on, and that's like the one time that I've had that problem. So, yeah, there's a lot of 5-star love here. Like, I am a foodie at heart and love coming here to eat. We brought family and members with us, and they also rave about how great the food is here. I bring my parents to this restaurant.
Yeah. And if I had someone out of town coming in, I'd probably take them there too. This is one of the places where it's a Greenville only establishment. It's local. It's a lot of the stuff. I mean, literally, we read a review about a pig being raised and being butchered in house.
Right.
I mean, that's no fresher you can get. Sorry for those who are vegetarian who are like, this is so gross, but that's just what it is. That being said, it is located on East North Street, right outside of downtown Greenville, in the Overbrook area, if you know where that is, if you live in Greenville.
And if you don't get the dessert there, you can walk to Claire's Creamery right next
Which,
door. Have you been there yet?
When Claire's becomes bigger, and I've seen Claire's just stacked full of people every time I drive by.
That place is a really good ice cream place.
As mentioned before, I'm on a diet, and I'm actually lactose, but once I lose another 29-ish pounds, trust me, I'm going to hit you and Caleb up in the wives.
You'll lose your intolerance?
I'm going to take some enzymes.
Okay.
We're going to go, and I'm going to celebrate like my fat ass should for losing the amount of weight I'm targeting, and I'm going to go nuts in Claire's.
I have a funny story about Lauren, speaking of which. I fully realize this is off of Fork and Plough, but it's next door. Lauren, so there's an announcement that what's the ice cream place that's coming to Greenville pretty soon here? It's like the bigger one. Jenny's ice cream?
Yeah, the little pints with booze and stuff.
Yeah,
Jenny's.
They've got a brick and mortar in a couple places, but they're originally out of Ohio. Even though they have a Charleston location, they're not technically a South Carolina local, but they are good.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, I guess Jenny's Ice Cream announced on their Instagram that they were coming to Greenville, and or somebody, maybe it was like a Greenville related Instagram. Anyway, Lauren commented on it and was like, who cares? They're not from South Carolina. Claire's Creamery forever. They're way better. And Claire's messaged her. Claire's Creamery's Instagram messaged her and was like, you get a free pint next time you come in.
What?
Yeah.
Claire's slid into your wife's DMs?
They did.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Good for both of them. That's a hell of a review and a hell of a response. You know what? Bonus shout out. Today's sponsor is Claire's Creamery. Right down the street.
They're not paying us right now. They are not paying us.
They're free pay. They give us a pint.
I'm so sorry, Fork and Plough. Your desserts are marvelous, but also Claire's Creamery is right there. I'm so sorry.
And good for her, man. I heard about this place, and I know a friend of mine who knows the owner, and it's a great location.
We're gonna have to wait a couple of years to do Claire's. That's the thing. At one point, Andrew, we're gonna have to do an episode that just does shout outs to businesses that we have not reviewed, either because they're too new, so they don't have enough 1 stars to fill a full episode, or in rare cases, they have no 1-star reviews.
Yeah, they're too good.
There's one business I can think of that is that case, and it's the chocolate shop over on Pleasantburg. They have no 1-star reviews.
Yeah, they've been in business for 45 years plus.
We're gonna have to do like a shout out episode that's nothing but like
all day long.
Businesses we can't do.
I grew up with the Pitchers, actually.
Oh yeah.
My brother was very good friends with their oldest son. They went to high school, and I think middle school. And I am like 2 years older than Tiffany, their youngest daughter.
Yeah.
So we were nannied by the same woman growing up.
Oh my God.
And my family's business was literally like 5 doors down.
Yeah, you were in that plaza.
Yeah, so nothing but love to Ken and his family, Ken and Ann. Great people.
I bet you, like, because you grew up in Greenville, I bet you most of these businesses, because they're local Greenville businesses, I bet if you dug in, you'd find like some connection with them. I bet Fork and Plough, you're like gonna find out like, oh my God, we all went to high school together or something.
Oh, hey guy, dude. So I'm off Facebook now, but I think when I was more active back earlier this year and last year, I definitely would run into. In fact, I'm getting a text from a friend of mine who I did not meet initially by face to face, but it was through Facebook, and then we were like, oh, literally through Facebook, we were like, we should be friends because we know a ton of mutual people, and then we eventually did meet up, and we get along every time we hang out. So
Cool.
the magic of social media in good ways. But check out Fork and Plough off East North and in the Overbrook area, and you will have a pleasant time. And again, reservations recommended. If not, their website does work despite what some people can't navigate. I've ordered through the website every single time I've done my orders. I've never had a bad time. And again, you catch them on the best day, which is most days. I mean, they're going to be friendly over the phone to place your order. Again, I just told you my story, so can't complain there. Whatever you're listening to our voices on right now, go ahead, like, subscribe. That would be a huge plus for us. Here are 1-star reviews on Google Play, Apple iTunes, Amazon, iHeartRadio, Spotify, whatever you listen to right there. We appreciate it. More episodes are coming out to you soon.
Smash that heart button. Smash that subscribe button. Smash the button. Whatever the button is.
If you pay me indirectly at avan360@gmail.com, you can get that exclusive sound clip as your ringtone.